Good morning, everyone. Today in electrochemistry, we will see applications of EMF measurement. From that applications, in our syllabus, there are two applications. From that, first application is the determination of pH. Determination of pH of solution. pH is, what is meant by pH? It is negative logarithm to the base 10 of concentration of H plus ions or activity of H plus ions. Okay, you know this. Now, to determine pH of solution, we must prepare electrode which is reversible to H plus ions, and other electrode is any reference electrode like standard hydrogen electrode or calomel electrode, whatever may be. But one electrode should be reversible to H plus ions. Means to determine pH of solution, we have to prepare electrode like platinum H2, and this hydrogen 1 atmospheric pressure. This hydrogen is bubbled around a platinized platinum plate through H plus ion containing solution. But this H plus ion containing solution is nothing but our experimental solution whose pH is unknown or whose pH has to be determined. Means here experimental solution of unknown pH, and to this we are using or we are connecting saturated calomel electrode. It is just a reference electrode for completion of the cell. Okay, such cell is constructed for determination of pH of unknown solution by EMF measurement. Now, EMF of this cell is measured by using a potentiometer. Actual EMF, whatever with the actual EMF, it is measured by using a potentiometer. Okay, now here E cell, whatever may be the cell potential determined by pH meter, E cell is equal to E right side minus E left side. Okay, which electrode is at right side? Calomel electrode. Therefore, E cell is equal to E calomel, saturated calomel electrode, minus E left side. Which electrode is present at left side? Yes, hydrogen electrode. Now, the potential of hydrogen electrode is given by minus 0.0591 pH. You know this. It is already studied that potential of hydrogen electrode is minus 0.0591 pH. Just put these two equations and you will get a pH of experimental solution. Now, if we solve this equation, E cell is equal to E calomel plus 0.0591 pH. Or if you solve this further, E cell minus E saturated calomel electrode is equal to 0.0591 pH, or pH is equal to E cell minus E saturated calomel electrode divided by 0.0591. By this method, we can determine pH of experimental solution, pH of unknown solution. Solution is known, but its pH is unknown. This unknown pH is determined by EMF measurement method. Here, pH is equal to E cell, which is measured by pH meter, minus calomel electrode potential, this potential, calomel electrode potential, is constant divided by 0.0591. Instead of this calomel electrode, if we use another electrode as a reference electrode, this half cell is constant. If we use here hydrogen electrode instead of calomel electrode, if we use saturated hydrogen electrode, standard hydrogen electrode, the potential of standard hydrogen electrode is 0, means pH is equal to E cell upon 0.0591. This is so simple to determine pH of experimental solution, pH of a solution whose pH, or the pH of solution whose that solution is under experimental condition. This is the method for determination of pH of the solution. Okay, got it? Just prepare a hydrogen electrode reversible to H plus ion, and here we are using experimental solution, means it is containing H plus ion. Okay, this is the determination of pH of solution. Now we will see another application of this EMF measurement, that is the determination of solubility and solubility product of a sparingly soluble salt. Solubility and solubility product. Now what is meant by solubility and what is meant by solubility product? It is generally used in case of sparingly soluble salts, the salts which are almost insoluble, the salts which are very less amount soluble in water or in given solvent. Such salts are called as sparingly soluble salts. For example, AgCl. For example, AgCl. If we put or if we add pinch of AgCl in 100 ml of water, almost all AgCl remains as it is. Very small amount, very negligible amount of that salt gets solubilized in water, and such substances are called as sparingly soluble salts, and its concentration is called as a solubility. Concentration of such sparingly soluble salts is called as a solubility, expressed in mole per liter or maybe grams per liter, etc. Yes, this AgCl is a sparingly soluble salt. If we consider any salt like say MX, suppose a salt MX is a sparingly soluble salt, whatever may be the salt get dissolved. No doubt here we are considering sparingly soluble salt. Here sparingly soluble salt means very less amount, negligible amount get dissolved. Whatever may be the amount get dissolved, it again undergoes dissociation. M X plus M N plus X N minus. For example, if we consider AgCl, Ag plus Cl minus. Okay, and whatever be the concentration dissolved, concentration of Mn plus or concentration of X minus, that will give the solubility. Now, if we apply law of mass action to this equation, we are considering general equation. If we apply law of mass action, K is equal to activity of Mn plus into activity of Xn minus upon activity of Mx. But since this sparingly soluble salt get dissolved in very small amount, its concentration or activity remains constant, remains as it is. It will remain constant, and we call it as a KSP is equal to activity of Mn plus into activity of Xn minus. And this product of concentration of ions called as a solubility product. It is actually called as an ionic product, but ionic product of sparingly soluble salt is the solubility product. Now, if we consider a simple example, say in AgCl, in case of AgCl, what happens? Suppose we consider AgCl. It is a sparingly soluble salt, dissolves in very small amount. Whatever may be the AgCl dissolved, it undergoes ionization, Ag plus, Cl minus, and this AgCl remains solid. Now its a solubility product, Ksp is equal to activity of Ag plus into activity of Cl minus. Now what is the activity of Ag plus? It is equal to its solubility. Whatever amount of AgCl is dissolved, same is the concentration of Ag plus ion and same is the concentration of Cl minus ions, activity of Cl minus ions. Okay, therefore Ksp is equal to S into S. What is S here? Solubility. Therefore Ksp is equal to S square, or S is equal to square root of Ksp. Once we determine activity of Ag plus and activity of Cl minus, we can determine the solubility product of AgCl. We have to determine activities in a saturated solution of AgCl. Okay. For that purpose, we have to construct a concentration cell. We have to construct a concentration cell by using salt bridge to minimize or to remove liquid-liquid junction potential. Yes? Okay. Now what we are doing here, we are considering a KCl solution, and in that KCl solution, we are adding a drop of AgNO3 solution. We are taking KCl solution of known concentration, known activity. Suppose activity of KCl is A1, and in that KCl solution we are adding few drops of AgNO3 solution, due to which there is a formation of AgCl, solid AgCl. Okay, and we are immersing, we are dipping Ag electrode in it, silver electrode in it, means the electrode is Ag plus, and same electrode by using salt bridge, here AgNO3 Ag. This electrode is constructed for determination of solubility and solubility product of AgCl. Okay, and here concentration or activity of AgNO3 is known. Mind here, what we are doing, we are taking known activity KCl solution and known activity AgNO3 solution. The cell reaction is Ag gives Ag plus, here Ag plus gives Ag. Now, what is the EMF of this cell? E cell is equal to E naught cell is 0. E naught cell is 0. You know the equation for electrolyte concentration cell. 2.303 RT upon NF log of activity of Ag plus. In both sides we have a Ag plus ions. It is activity of Ag plus in AgNO3 divided by activity of Ag plus in AgCl side. to this side. No doubt there is a formation of AgCl precipitate, but still that AgCl is a sparingly soluble salt. Small amount is get dissolved. Whatever be the amount, whatever be the concentration, it is the activity of Ag plus to this left side. Now EMF of this cell is measured. E cell, it is measured with the help of potentiometer. Therefore, E cell is equal to, at 298 Kelvin, what happens? Number of electrons transferred, Ag plus number of electron transferred 1. Therefore, 0.0591 at 298 Kelvin. This 2.303 RT upon F. This value is 0.0591. And number of electron transferred is 1. Log of activity of Ag plus, this activity, it is known, A2 divided by activity of Ag plus. Okay, finish. Since we are measuring the potential by potentiometry, EMF of the cell is measured with the help of potentiometer. E cell is known. A2 activity of Ag plus from AgNO3, it is also known. We can determine the activity of Ag plus from this side, AgCl side. Okay, now this activity is determined from this equation. Therefore, Ksp is equal to activity of Ag plus, which is determined by this equation, into activity of Cl minus. But this activity of Cl minus is equal to activity of KCl. It is already taken known concentration KCl. That's why we can determine the Ksp of the AgCl. And similarly, once this Ksp is determined, we can determine the solubility, that is square root of Ksp. This is the very simple method for determination of solubility and solubility product by EMF measurement, pH determination and EMF determination, solubility and solubility product determination by using EMF measurement method. Okay, got it?